Dr. Rivas. He struggled in his early education in the United States. He attended 8 elementary schools and failing out in his first year at Laney Community College. He eventually found success and earned his bachelor's degree in psychology from California State University, Hayward, his master's degree in counseling from San Francisco State University, and his PhD in counseling and student development psychology from the University of Minnesota. As a professional, Dr. Rivas has been a counselor, psychology and counseling instructor, an administrator in the community college, state university, and university systems. He has also served as an organizational consultant to many student and college groups across the nation. Dr. Rivas has done extensive training in Gestalt personal development counseling at the Gestalt Institute in San Francisco. Mario's joy and passion is speaking with groups about the importance of individuals learning to focus on being aware of their uniqueness and potential for living a gracious, loving, respectful, and joyful life with self and others. In this regard, Dr. Rivas especially enjoys assisting individuals and groups, especially ethnic minority groups, to grow beyond self-limiting personal boundaries that are learned through negative societal and/or family experiences. Dr. Rivas has had extensive training and lectures and gives demonstrations on Gestalt personal development work. He has recently published a chapter entitled Gestalt Educational Counseling, wherein he describes his method of educating students and community members about Gestalt personal development work, which is an offshoot of Gestalt therapy. He's also the president of the Faculty Senate, so he's my president. Y quiero presentarles al Dr. Mario Rivas.
Muchas gracias. Y quiero decirle a los celebrantes, queremos alegría, ¿verdad? Unas sonrisas grandes. Y también a ustedes, esta celebración es tan importante para nosotros. De verdad es un sueño y es una visión, y voy a hablar esto en español y en inglés. ¿Cuántos hablan español? No sé, la mayoría. Esta celebración es una visión de PACLA, Around Association of Chicanos Latinos de Aztlán. Es una visión de PACLA, es una asociación de profesores y trabajadores clasificados aquí en este colegio y también en Peralta. Y hace 10 años que hemos imaginado este día y ya logramos este día. Un gran aplauso. Y también estaba viendo los danzantes y también los mariachis femeninos. Qué lindo, ¿verdad? Nuestras raíces como chicanos latinos vienen de muchos siglos. Y ustedes son la continuación de nuestro poder. Un gran aplauso por las ciudadanas. Ahora quiero el grupo PACLA, yo quiero que lo reconozcan. PACLA, los profesores, por favor, vengan aquí. Porque nosotros por 10 años hemos tenido juntas, hemos hecho muchas esfuerzos. Somos pocos. Y quiero decirles algo, en los colegios comunitarios de California ahora hay 62% de los alumnos son latinos, la mayoría son mexicanos, 62%, pero solo tenemos 13% de profesores. ¿Ustedes oyen eso? ¿Qué necesitamos más? No, yo quiero oírlo. ¿Qué necesitamos más? Aquí están los profesores, un gran aplauso. Estos son nuestros líderes. Nuestra comunidad apoya a nuestros líderes, nuestras familias, papás, mamás, abuelos, abuelas, hermanas, hermanos, primos, qué bueno, jóvenes, ¿verdad? Todos tenemos que apoyar a nuestros líderes. Como César Chávez dijo, la lucha es de educación. Tenemos que avanzarnos con la educación y ahí están los líderes. No estoy haciendo una plática, es solo una introducción. Ahora, pero quería decirle de PAPLA, Peralta Association Chicano Latinos de Aztlán. This organization, Chicano Latinos. Chicano es una palabra que dice que los mexicanos latinos en los 70s aquí, los 60s y 70s en los Estados Unidos dijeron que tenemos que cambiar las cosas, tenemos que mejorar la vida de quién, de chicanos latinos y lucharon. César Chávez y muchos jóvenes lucharon y esa es la palabra chicano. Latino es los latinos, Latinx es más, incluye a todos. ¿Cuántos vienen de origen mexicano aquí? Las manos. Muchos. ¿Cuántos de origen centroamericano? Ajá. Mi familia vino de Costa Rica, mi papá y mamá, pero yo me crié mexicano, porque no había nada ticos aquí en los Estados Unidos en ese tiempo, ¿verdad? Pero somos una familia. Aztlán es el lugar de nosotros que apoya a cada individuo a lograr metas poderosas. Aztlán is a place, it's a mythical place, an Aztec place, but it's a place that says that we create an environment to support Black, African American, Chicano, Latino, Asian, white, indigenous people, all people to advance. That is what Aztlán is, and this is what this group fights for. We are nothing but multicultural power. Nothing but it. Oiga, ese es Oakland. Lo oigo un poco español, pero Oakland, okay. I want to introduce some dignitaries right now. Quiero introducir unos dignitarios que están aquí. Y Meredith Brown. Meredith Brown es una de las directores elegida de ser directora de los colegios de Peralta. Y también Meredith Brown. Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. Karen Weinstein. It's okay to make a mistake. Just don't fall over. Also, our illustrious president, Dr. Merritt College. El vicepresidente David Johnson. Tenemos decanos aquí, Rick Ramos, que es el decano de carreras, el decano de la ciencia, y Dr. Kitchen. ¿A dónde está Dr. Kitchen? Ahí atrás, que es el director de investigación. All the classified staff, todos los trabajadores clasificados que se paren. Classified staff. Yo quiero que sepan que aquí hay una familia de apoyo, ¿verdad? Sí, una familia de apoyo para sus hijos, para ustedes, para mejorar una comunidad. Por favor, Ahora quiero introducir, vamos a tener esta celebración tan linda. Eso es lo central de la celebración, pero ahora we want to hear some words from our president, Dr. Marie Burns.
on behalf of our acting chancellor, who was unable to be here today. She worked hard to try to change a commitment. However, when we sent the invite a month or so ago, we sent it to the former chancellor, and no one realized until Thursday or Friday we have a new acting chancellor. So we tried to tell her at the last minute. So she wanted me to send to all of our graduates a warm congratulations and thank you for what you've done and accomplished. So that's on behalf of Acting Chancellor Dr. Francis White. Secondly, our Associated Student Body President is unable to come today and wants to say that it's amazing that all of you have strived to graduate and you made it. You're not only making friends and family proud, but you are setting an example for future students of Merritt College and current students of Merritt College and our communities. She can only imagine the excitement inside of all of you this evening, and she hopes that that drives you further than you ever thought you could go. We, the students of Merritt College, appreciate all of you. Keep making Merritt College the best it can be. Don't forget about us. We are supporting you always. From your student body president, Yamis Johnson, and the future president, Spencer Staggers Elmore. Now, this one is from me. Welcome, family and friends. Bienvenidos a familia e amigos. That was hard for me. I took French, sorry. This is a very special day because we are here to celebrate and recognize the hard work and accomplishments of our Latinx graduates. However, this is also a very special day because today's ceremony is the inaugural or first graduation celebration of many more to come for our Merritt College Latinx students. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and administrators here at Merritt College, we are so very proud of you. Despite the many obstacles, perceived or real, you have accomplished a great feat. You listened to your instructors, counselors, tutors, caring classified staff, and maybe an administrator or two. And of course, with the support of your family and friends, you have arrived to move on to a transfer university or obtain employment or maybe even come back to Merritt to pursue an additional certificate or degree. Whatever you do, remember that you have everything you need to continue on a successful journey. You have everything inside of you. Always remember and never forget to pull on that energy, on that strength within you. Because you've accomplished this, but there's more to accomplish. And some days, as you felt here, some days you want to just give up. Some days you were tired. Some days it just seemed like today would not come. But it has. And so draw on that strength. For every time you see an obstacle or a barrier, you know you can do it. You did it here, and you can do it again. So keep that in mind. We want you to know that Merritt College is always here for you. So even if you leave and you don't come back for another certificate or a degree, but you need some extra support, we're here to provide moral support for you. We're with you, whether you come back or not, in spirit. And we're here always to give you advice and make referrals. So you can always check in with us. We're not just saying goodbye, thank you, but we're here to continue to support you. And that, I know that's on behalf of all of our faculty, staff, students, and administrators. So in closing, I want to try this. Felicitaciones, grandiosos, alumnos. Congratulations, graduates. You've made us proud, and we wish you the very, very best.
Thank you very much, President Burns, y gracias a la presidenta. Ahora vamos a continuar con la celebración y el profesor González va a introducir a las personas los dignitarios que van a hablar.
Gracias, Presidenta, por los lentes. You saved me. All right. Quiero presentarles a alguien muy especial. Merritt College alumni, class of 2016. Maria immigrated from Peru in 2012 and started attending Merritt in 2013 to obtain an AS degree in business administration. Seeking guidance, she joined the Puente program, which gave her the opportunity to see that she and other students shared the same struggles in transferring to a four-year university. As a way of getting further involved with her Merritt community, she became a senator for the Associated Students of Merritt College, ASMC, in 2014, and later became treasurer in 2015. During this time, she and her fellow board members worked collectively on shifting the focus to the student population's needs, supporting diversity on campus, and bringing financial transparency to the students. Maria graduated in 2016 and went to UC Riverside to obtain a bachelor's degree in business administration with a concentration in marketing. At UC Riverside, she relied heavily on her self-determination to succeed academically and on other transfer students who later became part of her support system and career network. She is now a business school alumni and is currently working on developing her career in the health administration and service field. Ex-alumna de Merritt College, clase de 2016, María emigró de Perú en 2012 y en 2013 inició sus estudios en Merritt College para la carrera de Administración de Empresas. En búsqueda de apoyo, se unió al programa de Puente, el cual le dio la oportunidad de ver que ella y otros estudiantes compartían los mismos deseos y obstáculos para transferirse a la universidad. Con intenciones de involucrarse más con la comunidad de Merritt, María decidió formar parte del gobierno estudiantil en el 2014, bajo el título de senadora, y en 2015 como tesorera. Durante este periodo, ella y los miembros del gobierno estudiantil trabajaron colectivamente para crear un enfoque en las necesidades de los estudiantes, el apoyo de la diversidad y brindarle a los estudiantes transparencia en las finanzas de la institución. María se graduó en el 2016 y se transfirió a la Universidad de California, Riverside, para obtener un bachillerato en administración de empresas con énfasis en marketing. En UC Riverside, ella se apoyó mucho en su propia determinación por sobresalir académicamente y en otros estudiantes de colegios comunitarios, quienes luego se convirtieron parte de su sistema de apoyo y contactos profesionales. Actualmente, María es ex-alumna de la Escuela de Negocios en la Universidad de California, Riverside, UC Riverside, y está en el proceso de desarrollar su carrera en Administración de Salud y Servicio. María Fernández Guerrero, I'm going to say your whole name, María. María José Fernández Guerrero is a very special person because when she was here, cuando ella era alumna aquí, she taught us a lot. Because she came from Peru and she came without her parents, she really didn't have a whole lot of the family to take care of her, to look out after her, to guide her. So for her, Merritt College was her family. Puente became a really close family, and ASMC as well, under the leadership of Doctora Lilia Chavez. She used her resources. Ella sabía cómo usar sus recursos en este colegio comunitario. Nos enseñó mucho porque ella era de Perú. She taught us a lot because she was from Peru. And as we always say, there's a lot of students who are not all Mexican, right? So we learned a lot about making sure that we were more inclusive. So I really appreciate her, and I want to give her a big, big thank you for all the work and energy, because she put a lot of dedication into this college and into the students here. And she supported me personally with trying to run a good program. I would like to introduce you to Maria Fernandez Guerrero.
¿Cómo están? ¿Bien? ¿Se sienten bien? Felicidades a todos ustedes. Muchas gracias por venir, muchas gracias por estar aquí. Y bueno, voy a comenzar con mi discurso. Discúlpenme si me pongo un poco nerviosa, la verdad es que me da mucho gusto regresar. Y con la introducción de mi Santana, pues ya, o sea, ya me ponía a llorar, pero tengo que aguantarme. Muy buenas tardes, graduados y familiares. El día de hoy tengo el gran honor de dirigirme a ustedes en esta ceremonia tan especial. Primero que nada, quiero agradecer a los familiares de los graduados presentes y ausentes, ya que ustedes son pieza clave del triunfo de estos estudiantes. Asimismo, tengo que reconocer el apoyo de los maestros y miembros de esta institución, que de una u otra manera han contribuido con la llegada de este momento. Hoy siéntanse orgullosos de ser latinos, de su cultura y de su gente, llena de corazón, alegría y perseverancia, razones por las cuales ustedes están aquí, cerrando una etapa pero creando oportunidades para ustedes mismos. Con mucho respeto a las familias, les pido permiso para continuar este discurso en inglés y siéntanse libres de traducir mis palabras entre ustedes. So I'm going to continue. My name is Maria Jose Fernandez Guerrero. I graduated from Merritt College in 2016 and went on to the University of California, Riverside, where I obtained my Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration in 2019. Today I'm extremely honored to come back to the community where I began a wholesome journey. I am the youngest and only female of 3 siblings, born and raised in Peru, where, as it is in all Latin American societies, machismo is the common denominator in the equation of men and women. I, however, was always determined to defy socially constructed ideas and being in places where I was not welcome. I began mastering those skills at an early age, when my mom would make me go to family parties that I didn't want to go, to small Latinos that I had never met, and having to quietly listen to conversations that I constantly wanted to challenge. As years went by, my desire for equality and dreaming big was always interpreted as a momentary rebellion. But once I turned 18, I took the decision to migrate to this country in hopes of building a better future for myself. As I am sure you've heard stories from your abuelos, parents, and peers, longing for the smell of the rain, the noises outside their homes, the flavor of their foods, I long for my family, my friends, and my country. Every day, the desire of going back to them will make me look for ways to keep myself busy in order to forget that I miss them tremendously. Therefore, I took a full-time job in customer service where I quickly learned that microaggressions and systematic oppression are at the core of every immigrant's experience when adapting to a new society. I was mocked for my accent, for not knowing how to say certain words, for speaking Spanish at work, being called Mexican with anger and discontent by people who probably forgot that they were standing at the taco truck line the night before. Ironically, I was also the first one to be called when a customer only spoke Spanish and couldn't lose their business, to translate menus, documents, to work extra hours because everyone else had the privilege of calling off almost every weekend. With this, I finally understood that despite the fact that society don't want Latinos, they need us. I could either use that to my advantage or have this oppressive society strip me off from everything I had to offer to the world. As I looked for other ways of making my way in the US, I decided to attend community college. Without a specific goal in mind, I came to Merritt College seeking for the support of like-minded individuals, but what I found was something better. A community formed by individuals who carry different stories and struggles, and were moving towards the same objective. I became a member of the Puente program, where I was welcomed, guided, and supported by my peers, professors, and counselors. Most of them are here right now. The Puente program showed me that being a student was not the only hat I could wear, especially when carrying within me a culture of warriors and ancestral blessings to fight any form of oppression. It showed me that I could also become a leader for my Latinx community through my involvement in spaces where decisions were made. The Puente program helped me gain confidence on being the face of underrepresented students and demand more and better resources at the student government level. As a senator, then treasurer, I worked alongside other folks of color for a change in the way minority students were being catered. This experience instilled a great amount of appreciation in the power of community and in all the individuals who paved the way for this generation. Many Latinos, including our very own professors and administrators, were once in our shoes, but overcame harder times and higher disparities, to now hold titles and positions from where they can extend their hands in support of the community. That is what each and every one of you should strive to be, a strong support for your communities and your families. Many of them have crossed borders and faced hurdles in order for us to have more than this moment. Only 42% of Latinx students enrolled in community college reach graduation. With this being said, please take a look around and give a round of applause for your family, for your family's resilience, and for all of your efforts towards this degree. Future graduates, I want you to remember this, for I will say it loud and clear. Your graduation is an act of resistance. You are now creating a different narrative in behalf of our people. You are showing the world that we're no longer the ones falling through the cracks, but the ones paving and widening the way for more to come. You now have more power in your hands to continue moving forward professionally or academically. But think about this power as a seed, a semilla that needs to be constantly watered with self-determination and accountability in order to keep growing and blooming. For me, higher education was an experience that taught me how to water my seeds quickly. After graduating Merritt College with highest honors, I transferred to UC Riverside in fall 2016 and became just another minority at a four-year institution. At UC Riverside, the disparity of Latinx students sitting in my business classes was shocking. The workload was twice as hard, and the time to get everything done was not enough. The external pressure and self-doubt was an everyday struggle that I thought I was facing alone and dimmed my light for quite some time. However, I was blessed enough to bring down my walls of fear and take initiative of connecting with other transfer students in whom I found comfort and support. Organically, I became part of a strong support system until this day. I consider to be an essential part of my success at UC Riverside. At some point in your life, as a college student or a professional in the making, pride, fear, or self-doubt might come in the way of your goals. However, seeking for help and turning to the ones who supported you before will be a great source of help to keep moving forward and to untangle from what's holding you back. Future graduates, I stand before you not as a role model, for I am still seeking ways of reaching my highest potential. I am, however, here to encourage you as part of your community Do not forget about the wonderful things you're capable of doing. When you see yourself in despair, look around and remember that you're not only working, planning, or fighting for yourself, but also for your community. And next thing you know, you will be standing before others, guiding and empowering the next generation. Muchas felicidades a los graduados y que viva la clase del 2019.
Regalito pequeño, ofrenda para María, no es algo grande, pero no más algo para reconocer que te queremos mucho y te apreciamos siempre. I'd like to take a moment now to introduce our keynote speaker. Very excited about this. Dr. Cesar Cruz. From marching 76 straight miles to hunger striking for 26 days, Cesar has dedicated his life to fighting for justice. He was born in Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, and migrated to the U.S. at a young age with a single mother and grandmother. He grew up in South Central LA and moved to the Bay Area to study. Cesar graduated from UC Berkeley with a BA in history. He has been an educator for 23 years in positions of leadership for the last 17 years, most recently serving as the Dean of Secondary Schools program at Harvard University. He co-founded the independent school, Making Changes, called Making Changes, out of his home, and has sought to create autonomous education spaces. For the last 4 years, he has overseen the Homies Empowerment Program, serving gang-impacted, involved youth in Oakland, California. He is the author of 2 books, Revenge of the Illegal Alien and Bang for Freedom. He received his doctorate in educational leadership at the Harvard Graduate School of Education, becoming the first Mexican immigrant male to do so. The recipient of the Jefferson Award for Public Service, Cesar currently serves as a Bridge Fellow for the national organization TNTP, the New Teacher Project, and is on the advisory board of the education policy organization Broader, Bolder Approach to Education, BBA. Amidst all, he is proudest to be a husband and father of 3 children, Olin, Amaru, and Quetzali. Let's welcome Dr. Cesar Cruz.
Buenas tardes, ¿cómo están? No, de veras, ¿cómo están? Pues yo bien nervioso, porque estoy enfrente de estos alumnos que se están graduando y son un orgullo para nuestra comunidad. Les podemos dar una gran celebración, un gran aplauso a estos que están graduando. Acabo de llegar en un avión de Houston, entonces si me ven un poquito cansado, un poquito con falta de energía es por eso, pero cuando llegó la danza azteca, cuando llegó el mariachi, ya sabía que estamos en la casa, entonces le vamos a echar mucho pulmón, ¿está bien? Con su permiso lo voy a hacer en inglés, lo quiero dedicar a todos sus alumnos, y ahí les va, ¿está bien? No, parece que no están listos, ¿está bien? It is such an honor and a deep privilege for me to be in your presence. When I take a look at this sea of brown faces, from the darkest of shade to the lightest, to everything in between, I can't help but feel so much pride. I must admit, though, that I have no idea what your journey was like. I can never know your struggle. But let me ask you this. How many of you are the first in your family to go on to college and are now the first in your family to receive this degree? Would you please stand up if you're the first in your family to be able to graduate from college? Now, the ones that didn't get stand up are hella mad at me, so I got more to say. It's better than, it's better than. But all of you know better than I that just because you're not the first in your family to go to college does not mean that this degree came without any struggle. Can I please ask the entire Latinx graduating class of Merritt College to rise, please? Can we please show some love to the 2019 graduating class for Merritt College? Today, you are here with each other and proclaiming, I'm raza, I'm Latinx, and yes, a college graduate también. Against all odds, sí se pudo. I want you to feel that and let that penetrate to your inner core. What you, your community, and your loved ones have sacrificed to make it to this stage. It is the will of a people who will not be stopped. You will need to remind yourself of this moment, this strength for the next chapter of your life, especially if self-doubt or very real 20-foot borders try and stop you, and they will try and stop you. But there are also many loved ones in the room que no. Le puedo preguntar a las familias, amistades, queridos, maestras, consejeros, colegas de estos graduados que se levanten, por favor. Can I please ask that every family member, friend, supporter, teacher, counselor, professor, loved one, please stand up. We want to salute you as well. Graduados, les podemos dar amor a ellos. Graduates, can we please show them some love? El apoyo de ustedes ha sido tan importante y tan sagrado que por parte de la clase de 2019 de aquí del Colegio de Merritt les damos las gracias por todo su apoyo y todo su amor. Gracias que están aquí, de veras. Your support is extremely sacred and special, all of you. And on behalf of the class of 2019, we thank you and we honor you for your love and support. For those of you who couldn't have known that it was possible to get here, I might understand why. I was screaming like that little one too. See, growing up, many of us carried a lot of labels and borders on our back. For me, I was oftentimes labeled, I was the illegal alien in the wetback for far too long. I'm done being that. But I was that illegal alien not just in people's judgments or my so-called legal status, but worst of all, I became an illegal alien in my state of mind. You see, for a while I used to believe them. I was also oftentimes seen as less than because I am raza, because I'm Latinx. For too long, I believed their stories and thought that I was less than and not equal to you. For too long, I felt like a foreigner in our own ancestral land. It took so many elders, so many maestras to remind me that just 2 grandmothers ago, this is a lonely land, Mexica land, indigenous land, and raza land. For you see, just 2 grandmothers ago, names like California, Arizona, Nevada, Texas, Oregon, Nuevo Mexico meant that our ancestors, Mexicanos and Mexicas, Latinos, were home, our home. Welcome home, raza. Aquí estamos. The only thing illegal about us is that the U.S. government will not honor Article 10 of the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, granting full citizenship and the rights to the land to the indigenous Mexica people. What's illegal is this government is violating our rights, our land, and you best believe this graduating class is going to fight back. See, 2 grandmothers ago, we were home, we were citizens, but 2 grandmothers later, some of us get called wetbacks and illegals. We get told we're AB 540, we're documented, undocumented, or dreamers. But even worse things we get called by our own U.S. president. But see, we know that historically, we didn't cross the border. That border has crossed us. So now, we may face the world undocumented, partly documented, or as citizens, but somehow we are of another class. Many of us are not even seen as citizens at all. We are in a country where 10,000 raza fought in the Civil War, but no one seems to know that. We are not treated as citizens in a country where 500,000 Latinx peoples served in World War II. We are still seen as foreigners in a country where we led desegregation efforts in Lemon Grove, California in the 1930s and in Orange County in the 1940s, desegregating public schools. But you see, many times we're not even in the history books. For our community, we're not even in the back of the bus. We're not on the bus at all. I don't mean to speak anything negative, but it's a shame that this is only the first annual Latinx ceremony. We have been here for millennia, and it is time that our people rise. Are you with me this afternoon? And yet, despite arrests, incarceration, we have modern-day concentration camps called immigration detention centers that lock up, round up, and beat up our grandmothers. They're snatching our 5-year-old babies at the border, but we are still here. And what's stopping us from graduating? Not today. My own mother was deported on 3 different occasions, but she always found a way to return to her children. I never quite understood how, until it finally clicked. I said, Amá, ese muro es de 20 pies. That border is at least 20 feet high. How did you always find a way to make it back? She said, Mijo, I found out I've always had a 21-foot ladder with me. That 21-foot ladder, raza, is my faith, my love, my hope, our history, and it is our destiny, for nothing is going to separate me from you. Imagine that. She gifted me birth and now hope. She gave me her 21-foot ladder. And so I used it, and I use it. And now with all of you, we are building a 21-foot ladder movement that is proud at this Latinx graduation moment here in Oakland, California. That ladder for me made graduating from high school sin papeles a must. That may be the ladder that you used to come to Merritt College and to start here. It meant one day dreaming of, and like you, getting a degree, a must, even if it felt impossible. It has now become inevitable, raza. For me, it only took me 17 and a half years to get my bachelor's degree. Only 3 community colleges, 2 UCs, 3 times dropping out, 2 deportations, and always figuring out how are we going to come back. Yes, 17 and a half years to get a bachelor's degree from UC Berkeley. Pero se pudo? Sí, se pudo. I walked that history stage knowing mine and prepared to fight for our history, our legacy. I don't know how long this journey has been for you, but you are here, aren't you? Who stopped you from today? Who finna stop you now? Along this road, I needed to learn some of our collective histories. I needed to know about Puerto Rican freedom fighter Lolita Lebron. She kicked out the Marines out of Vieques to stop testing their bombs on the island of Puerto Rico of Boriquén to see what is possible when Raza organizes for collective impact. And if she can kick out the Marines, what might we do? I needed to know about 4'9" Harriet Tubman. Half of her body is paralyzed. She was organizing the Underground Railroad to free her people. Slavery couldn't stop her. A difficult presidency couldn't stop her. So why will 13th Amendment slavery and a difficult president stop us now? Then I can no longer just see today's 20-foot borders. I could dream about and remember yesterday's 21-foot ladders that our elders, your abuelitas, have always carried. You are like that and you embody that. You have found a way out of no way. After 20 years of being a teacher and co-founding the Homies Empowerment Program here in Oakland, it was time to dream. An impossible dream for me. Could I, a Mexican economic refugee, first in my family to graduate from middle school, dream of even applying for a doctorate at Harvard? I'm not sure. It's not that Harvard or any university is all that, best believe. But I was told for so long that I'm a wetback, that our history is always missing from the textbooks, that at times I still believe them. And it stopped me from dreaming of all that could be possible. Before learning something new, I had to unlearn some things. See, I used to believe I'm not a mathematician or a scientist because I hadn't heard of Machu Picchu and Tikal and Chichen Itza and Tenochtitlan. You see, when we dream a new dream, at first it seems impossible. How can I, with no papers, no money, 5 mouths to feed, dodge an organized system built on oppression, and give myself to even consider applying to that next step? But what would Lolita Lebron do? What would Harriet Tubman do? What has my mom done? They found their voice, so we find ours. We find our sacred calling, and we organize. We fight back, realizing that all of this, it takes an entire barrio. Channeling our intergenerational wisdom, we turn the impossible into the inevitable. See, this ain't about college. It's about going after what you've been told is not for you. First, I had to take on the impossible and at least make it improbable. So I applied. Standing on the shoulders of my ancestors like Pedro Albizu Campos, Boricua revolutionary, who trailblazed at Harvard many, many moons ago. I applied with everything that I had. Somehow I got in. I didn't know I'd be the first Mexican immigrant male in this doctorate program at Harvard. But now how do we make it through? Like here, it took an entire barrio. For me, it took my wife, my kids, familia, homies, profes, mentors, counselors, prayers, and hella study. Like the previous speaker, I had to dodge micro and macro aggressions and sometimes straight up racism. But it took a barrio. Today, I have that doctorate. I'm still not a citizen. I don't think highly of myself. This is not about me or even us. I was told, keep your education, but the degree belongs to the people. And now, my question is, what you gonna do with it? My people, if I may ask, what are you gonna do with this degree? Are we done? Are we free? Does our struggle end with a degree? I began dreaming again. What if we can open a school in East Oakland built on gang assets for the youth who are most attacked? What if I were to describe an organization that has to put in work, sell products, wear a uniform, be loyal? Everybody thinks I'm talking about gangs, but I'm talking about the Girl Scouts. See, the Girl Scouts get to thrive in America, but we seem to have a hatred for gangs and gangsters. Right now, the dream of a school like that, to some, feels impossible. But for me, and maybe for you, nah, it's inevitable. Someone may have doubted you. Yes, there's a system in place that is here to demonize and criminalize you. That is why they have built 23 new prisons in California since 1980 and only one new four-year university at UC Merced. The plan is for you to not to continue. So what are you going to do about it? Pero no estoy enojado, so we do. You could spend your entire life focusing on the 20-foot borders. But you have to remember to channel that 21-foot ladder within. My people, will we continue to build that movement and answer the call that is knocking at our door? The call is not for a job or a career or career advancement. That is going to come. The call is to answer our life's purpose. Why were we born? Why were we born and why are we here? You have proven to yourself that the impossible can become improbable, and after you cross that stage, it will be inevitable. Now what and for what? May you radiate your life's purpose. May you continue to be part of the 21-foot ladder movement. May you remember your barrio's strength that got you this far. May you remember your abuelas and your ancestors, where you come from and where you're destined to go. It was impossible, then improbable, now inevitable. Make your ancestors proud because they are proud right now. Walk with the pride and the self-awareness de que sí puedes, sí podemos, and for the rest of your life, don't worry about the darkness. Shine your light. Soy de rancho, compa. You're embarrassing me.
Mi hermano y yo, my mother raised my brother and me on welfare here in California, and she cleaned houses. Y no tuve papá. Pero esta es la voz de mi papá. Es la voz de nuestros papás en la comunidad. Y que tenemos que llevar esta voz en la fuerza de nuestro futuro para mejorar esta sociedad para latinos y para todos. Un gran aplauso. Beautiful, beautiful. Education. Educación. It's for us. It's for us. Let's keep going. Okay, so now let's get to the point of recognizing the graduates. And we're going to have Professor Biffa and Professor Suarez. Professor Biffa teaches child development. Professor Suarez teaches biología, biology. And so what we're going to do, what they're going to do is call the names. You're going to come forward and receive, I think, Alejandro, Alex, and Jose. Is that right? I'm going to give the certificates. Our dignitaries, and we have a new arrival on our dignitary. She's always on time, like this. Mrs. Faisal and BC Canciller, Dr. Siri Brown. She's very powerful and she's very supportive of Latinx. Dr. Siri Brown.
¿Aló?
Después de que reciben su certificado, regresan a sentarse, ¿ok? Y también a darle la mano a los dignitarios. Bienvenidos todos a esta función tan increíble. Yo me llamo Jennifer Briffa y soy la profesora de Educación Temprana Infantil aquí ya más o menos 20 años. Pero yo fui alumna aquí, yo me gradué con mi AA degree, mi título. So welcome everybody. My name is Jennifer Briffa. I'm so happy to be here. I'm a graduate of Merritt College. I got my degree here in 1986 in child development, and I'm thrilled to be back here as a faculty member. I'm also, when I graduated Latinx, it was hard to find. We had to look hard. There was no graduation, of course, celebration, not too many professors of Latinx. Cuando yo me gradué no había muchos profesores que se identificaban como latinos, no había muchos programas y no había una celebración como esta. Así que para nosotros es un sueño. It's a dream to be here and have this. So thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
Mi nombre es María Cristina Suárez Rodríguez, pero aquí voy por María Suárez. Me tocó acortarlo desde que pasé la frontera. So, I teach biology here. My name is Maria Suárez. I have a PhD in molecular genetics. And I'm here to try and push more and more Latinx to become scientists or get into sciences, to teach, to empower the community. So I'm really excited that I was helping here, organizing with everybody here in the line. For you, for the families, and for you, the students whom we love. And every single day, you know, we stand up, we go to our classrooms because of you. This is our life.